Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you my top tips and tricks for getting the most out of the Vault event. Getting the most out of the Vault event is your key, no pun intended, to getting the best rewards from the game. Maximising the rewards from the Vault event is really important, so let's go over these tips one at a time. So first up we have verse hunting in the correct kingdoms. Now a lot of players are going to know a few of these tips, but there is a really good one a bit later on which is tied into this, related to Sky, which I'll come to. But yeah, Wild Plains, Sin of Mirage, Bright Forest and Drakzum have some of the lowest level opponents in the game. When you go verse hunting, you want to guarantee you win each battle as quickly as possible, and it's these four kingdoms you want to concentrate on that. And furthermore, before the event starts, you can kind of get these kingdoms ready. You can go into each one, make sure they're on level 1, ready to go. So if you want to jump around from kingdom to kingdom, for example, and just try luck somewhere else, you can jump to each one and then not realise, oh my god, I was actually in Explore level 12 for this one for whatever reason, and you don't have to waste time changing it back to level 1. Next tip is using the correct team for those Explore level 1s, and this is related actually to the Kingdom Sky, which I'll come to in a minute because that is actually pretty important. But when you're doing those low level Explores, you want to pick a team a little bit like this. Now there's various options on this, because you can go stuff like Rowan team, the Moon Mage team. I've come up with that like a little while ago. Very good team, works in a very similar way to Rowan. Moon Mage doing damage to all enemies. The Garland Staff doing scatter damage to all enemies and giving status effects at the same time. Most of the time though, Moon Mage will charge up. King Avalorn giving all elves a 50% start with mana. And Leprechaun starting with full mana and just exploding green gems. With a +2 blue, +1 purple banner, Moon Mage will get charged up most of the time, and you just cast Leprechaun, cast Moon Mage, she does a Moonie and just kills everybody. And how you die from that, I do not know, but they do. And then the classic Rowan team. Black Manacles, Rowan, Mirage Queen, Leprechaun. Rowan doing scatter damage boosted by her armour, so stick on some Medals of Guard to increase that damage. And Black Manacles doing damage to all as well, but uses different colours to Rowan, which is very useful indeed, because you just start the game, cast Leprechaun, explode those green gems. Both Rowan and Black Manacles get a 50% start when you use Elementalist class, and one or the other will get charged literally 9 times out of 10. So it's just a case of casting Leprechaun and then casting Rowan or Black Manacles, whoever got charged first. And you can have a banner like a +2 green, +1 blue banner for that one. So 2 really good teams there. People do actually do 2 times Iron Hawk in this kind of thing as well, like a Greed, Dust Devil, Iron Hawk. Iron Hawk will just win games really quickly. You just cast Greed, cast Dust Devil and win absolutely guaranteed. So let's quickly take a look at all those teams in action. Let's take a look at the times to Iron Hawk one first. Really quick this one. You just literally cast one, cast the other, the job is done. You win literally that fast. Let's look at the Moonie Mage team. She's going to do a Moonie and just kill everyone. Heaven knows how that happened, but it just does. So again, just cast Leprechaun, ignore those 4 matches at the bottom. There we go. She's going to do a Moonie. Everyone's dead. Let's take a quick look at the Rowan team next. Same as before, just cast Leprechaun, cast Rowan, job will be done. Almost every single time. Kaboosh, I'm all out of there. And speaking of these teams, it leads me nicely around to the pros and cons of each of these teams, because there is literally pros and cons of each one. A lot of people, when farming or trying to find verses, will just default to this team because it's just so easy. Cast Greed, cast Dust Devil. You can literally do it with your eyes closed. It's that simple. But the downside to it is, with no hero in the team, you don't get any class XP. So if you're still working on those classes, getting them to level 100, you're not going to get any class XP for that, which is a little bit annoying. I didn't actually use this team until I had all my classes to 100. I felt I was actually missing out on all that class XP when I was doing so many battles. But you can still make use out of a team like this. Say, for example, you got a class and you still got to get the class mythic weapon. Every single class has a weapon related to it, which is the class mythic weapon. And you get that for free once you achieve 250 class wins. Providing the class is equipped, these battles, even with no hero in the team, still go towards that amount. So say, for example, you've not picked up the Elementalist class mythic weapon yet. Just equip that. And when you do use this team over here, all those wins go towards that 250 wins towards that weapon. So that is a good way of using a fast team like this while getting those class mythic wins at the same time. So to get class XP at the same time, you need to have the hero in the team, which is where teams like the Moony Mage one come in handy, because you have a Garland Staff that is a hero weapon, so you've got hero in the team, so you get class XP. The downside to this is you need to be in a elf class to make sure you get the 50% mana start at the same time, because you need to be a elf to get that 50% mana start. But the good thing is it's Moon Mage that gets charged up all the time, so you can actually change your class to whatever you want. So say again you still want to get the Elementalist class weapon, you could change to Elementalist. You're not going to get the 50% mana start on that, but like I say, Moon Mage will be the one that gets charged up 9 times out of 10, if not more, and you can double up then. Not only are you getting the class XP towards that given class, but you're also getting wins towards that class mythic weapon, as well as doing the battles really quickly. And yeah, you can use the Rowan team in exactly the same way, exactly the same theory. You're going to get class XP because of the hero, and if the class is the same one as the one you need those class wins towards to get that mythic weapon, then you can change the class to that class. But the downside is exactly the same. It's going to be harder for the weapon to get charged up, but it doesn't matter most of the time, because as we saw earlier, it's Rowan that gets charged pretty much every single time anyway. Whilst we're on the subject of Rowan, this leads me nicely into my next one. If you're going to use this Rowan team, then there's a way basically of getting free gold. Yes, free gold. And the reason is when you cast Rowan, for a lot of players, you're going to be doing excess damage. You're going to do not only enough damage to actually wipe out the enemy team, but a huge amount of overkill with damage which was above and beyond what you needed. And if you're going to basically wipe out the enemies in Explore 1, you may as well wipe them out in higher Explores than that. But there's a way to do that in safety at the same time. So we're going to jump out of Draxum and shift over to Skyer. The cool thing about Skyer is there's no annoying traits on the troops which give them things like Barrier or Submerge on the higher difficulty levels. So we'll do an Explore level 1 first, just to show how much gold we get from a typical battle. Same deal as before, just cast Rowan. Cast Leprechaun rather, cast Rowan. Win the game. See how much gold we got? We got 354. Not bad, but we can do much, much better than that. Like I say, that was a huge amount of overkill. I know I can do above and beyond that. So what you would do, this is the kind of thing you should experiment on before the vault starts, by the way. So we'll jump out of this. You would do Explore level 2 next. If you can wipe that out comfortably, Explore level 3, and so on. Find where your limit is with your Rowan team with 3 times Medals of Guard of what you can wipe out in a single cast on all the levels. I know I can do difficulty 5 really easily. I haven't actually tested 6 recently, but maybe I could do 6 as well. But don't think so. Maybe 5 is my difficulty cap. But same as before, just cast Leprechaun, cast Rowan. It's the same thing. You're still actually just casting them each once. One cast of Leprechaun, one cast of Rowan is still getting the job done. It's exactly the same amount of time, but instead of that 340 odd, whatever it was we got, gold, they're getting 1,110. That's like 3 times the amount of gold for the same job. So don't stick in Explore level 1. This is why the Rowan team is probably still the best one all round for most players for this vault event, because you get everything from this team. You get the benefits of class XP. You get the benefits of the wins towards the mythic weapon if you got it in that class. And you can obviously switch that class around as well. Like I said, you still get class XP if it's the right class. You don't need to be in Elementalist for this. The benefit of Elementalist is basically the weapon gets 50% mana start as well. But if you want class XP towards another one, towards Archer say, you change to Archer, because most of the time it is Rowan that will get charged up. And at the same time, you can also switch that class to the one you need the class mythic weapon for. So really good for this. So just change the difficulty level on the Explore to whichever is your limit, what you can wipe out in a single cast. Really good one, that. Literally free gold. It's like no other way to put it. It is literally free gold for the same effort. Next tip, combining some extra stuff to actually get free gold and even more free stuff. What you can do, you can go to your Hero Path Daily Task Rewards. I like to save these up. As you can see, I've actually got like a whole bunch of these saved up just for this Gnome event. don't press claim all. That would be a mistake. Just claim one, for example, to get the 15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes now of extra XP at the same time. So when we're doing these explore battles over here, trying to find our verses, we're going to get those quick wins. We're going to get that extra gold. But also now, going to get the extra XP at the same time for 15 minutes, which is really, really cool. So, forget what XP we had a minute ago, but it wasn't 212. It would have been less than that because we're now getting that ×2 multiplier. But we're still getting that extra gold. So we're now getting like the extra XP, the extra gold. We've got a chance of a gnome turning up. You could be getting that class XP. You could be getting those mythic weapon wins. All sorts going on at the same time. Really, really useful. So yeah, pop into Skya in the highest difficulty level you can handle in a single cast. A really good way if you want to pick up extra gold. But like I said before, if you're on about just pure speed, then explore level 1 double Ironhawk team is the way to go. Next one is very straightforward. When is the best time to open your vault keys? And it's not during the event. I know some people do actually open their vault keys during the event, but it's each to their own, I suppose. But technically, you're better off waiting till the event is over. The rewards you get from these are not going to change. So basically, your time is better spent during the vault event, killing more gnomes, doing more Gnomapaloozas, picking up even more vault keys. When the event is ended, you can't pick up more vault keys. So you might as well just spend your time getting as many vault keys as you can, then opening them afterwards. If you're opening your vault keys during the event, you're not picking up more vault keys. You're actually doing the opposite. You're actually spending vault keys, giving yourself less chance of picking up more. So don't open your vault keys during the event. Open them after. Now on to the last one, and it's a bit of a good one. The important thing about this is knowing how the Gnomapaloozas work. When you run a Gnomapalooza, the very last battle you do, the one before the music stops and all that sort of stuff, you get full rewards from that battle. So the way to take advantage of this is to basically run a timer. 15 minutes, so just do one Gnomapalooza at a time. Start a stopwatch on either your laptop, your phone, whatever, or look at the clock and you can see clearly when that 15 minutes is going to be up. Then what you can do is take advantage, because say for example, you're playing Gnomapalooza, you get to the last, 14 minutes have gone to just a minute left, and you've got a Dragonite gnome there, or a Curse gnome, something like that. Don't win that battle. To get extra Dragonite, to get the full amount of Dragonite, like way more than what you'd get normally, or way more cursed walnuts than what you do normally, then let the timer run out, then win the battle, and you will get that full amount of rewards, like way more Dragonite than normal, way more cursed walnuts than normal, and that's a really good way of taking advantage of that. How long you wait is kind of up to you on this sort of thing. Like, I've seen some people sort of sit there with like 3 or 4 minutes to go because they had a Dragonite gnome there and let that run out to get full Dragonite, each to their own. I think 3 or 4 minutes is a bit too long myself. I'd only wait to maybe the last minute, a minute and a half, something like that. Because if you wait too long, you could have done another bunch of battles. You can do roughly 3 or 4 battles a minute like this. So you're actually wasting a lot of potential rewards by waiting too long. So for me, a minute and a half is about right. But if you're really chasing a Dragonite and the cat needs feeding, something like that, you may as well just let the timer run out, come back, win the battle and pick up those maximum rewards. But there it is, there's the video, there's my top tips for the Vault event. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bashed that like and subscribe button, it really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now. Let's see if we can get a perfect run. Oh. Bah.